I have a bunch of receipts that I have to go through, and I'm going to use my composition book and also my simple budget planner to just review everything, do all the reconciling, and then I'll come back and share with you exactly how much we spent, how we're starting the last week of August. Hey ladies, welcome back to Tasha Mind Your Money. I'm a mom on a mission to budget smart, save boldly, and share with you how we're making progress on our debt, one small step at a time. Let's get into this week's expense tracking video. Okay, we now have things under control for this Sunday. I'm going to be tracking our expenses from the 17th of August through the 23rd of August. Some days there were no spending, so we're going to talk about that. So from the joint main account, starting on the 18th, last week I told you that we had paid our cell phone bill, right? $66.93, and that left us with a balance of $59.83. Somewhere I'm off by 50 cents because when I checked my joint account just now, and my tracking and my receipts and everything were 50 cents off somewhere, and I'm not going to worry too much about that. But we went to Wendy's and spent $20, Checkers and we spent $8, Dollar Tree and we spent $18.76. And you know what? I did not see that receipt. I don't know what we spent $18.76 on. What you see that's highlighted is considered a food expense. Even though these were eating out, I'm just going to total up how much we spent on eating. So food in general. But I don't know what that Dollar Tree, I don't know where the Dollar Tree receipt is, you guys. Stop and Shop, we spent $11.29 on the 18th. Had to have been groceries. I don't know where the receipt is. I lost it. But I do remember what happened that day. And so this is where the discrepancy is. 50 cents. Not sure what happened. I did go over the numbers again. They matched with my online account. If I go deeper, I will probably find where that 50 cents went and what happened. On the 19th, we had income come in. We went and bought more groceries, $18.05. We had more income come in. We sent money to the emergency fund. We sent money to our bills account by Zelle. We Zelled money to a tithe. We sent an extra giving opportunity, so we sent that over. We bought gas for $30 on the 20th. CVS, this was a household expense. So my gray highlighter that I normally use is out of commission, so I'm using this mild liner, and I'm highlighting the food expenses first so I can tally those, and then I'll highlight gas and household after, so I know exactly how much we spent in each category and without confusing myself. We pulled out $370. We went to Trader Joe's. We bought more groceries. That's why that's highlighted in pink. Dollar Tree, we bought food there. We bought snacks, so that was $6.30. On the 21st, we had income come in. The car loan came out. We had more groceries that I forgot to highlight at Costco. And then we bought pizza and drinks for the kids at Costco. And then there was cash that came out, and there's a pending expense. You can't see it. I'm sorry. Pending expense of $13.99. This was a household expense. It is still pending, but as of right now, we're showing a balance of $4.99. And that's how much we're basically carrying over into this last week of August budget for the joint account. Now for the operating account, we had $2.98 as a balance the last time we checked in, right? When I closed out that expense tracking session. Nothing on the 16th, nothing on the 18th, or the 17th for that matter, nothing on the 17th. On the 20th, we had a deposit of $370. That was cash that we pulled from the joint account. We took out $50 in cash. Let me just add this up. $372.98 minus 50 brings us to $322.98. And then we had a deposit on the 21st. Two deposits totaling $29.02. That brings us to $352. I like an even number. And then $523 left the account for a tithe or a giving opportunity, so $346.77. And then $23.79 went to our bills account. So that left us with $322.98. We sent money to the mortgage account, $250. That leaves us with $72.98. And then $50 paid the bus violation back on the credit card, so that was $22.98. And on the 22nd, we got more groceries at Stop and Shop for $19.07. So that leaves us with $3.91. Then thankfully we had a cash deposit of $530. That brings us up to $533 with 91 cents. And then we made some money moves. These three moves are tithes, mortgage money, and bill money. And so all of that happened, totaling $476. That brings us down to $57.14 as a balance. Then we went to Target. I spent $7.38. I did find that receipt, and this was baby wipes. And so that would bring our balance down to $49.76. I'm going to count that as household. And then I had a $7.98 at Stop and Shop. What was $7.98 at Stop and Shop? Just a minute. This $7.98 was also groceries, or food as we call it. And I bought milk and grits. $41.78 now. Okay. And then we have a pending transaction of $19.50. That's a withdrawal that's coming out of the account, so that leaves us with a balance of $22.28. Now this is how we're ending week 4 of my August budget, so we can all be on the same page. My August budget started at July 27th, and it's going to end on August 30th. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. So we're closing out the 4th week of the month, the spending for this week, and then we'll be finishing out our budget between the 24th and the 30th. So yeah, I just wanted to, hi baby, I just wanted to make sure we're all on the same page with that. So in the operating account, we're leaving $22.28 going into week 5. Now our bills account, last week we had, I think it was a $388.44. We paid a $369 payment on our Quicksilver credit card. Then $13.20 was transferred to another account from the bills account. We transferred in $23.79 and $100. So we're leaving week 4 of August with $130.03. The ending balance for all 3 accounts, $499 plus $22.28 plus $130.03. Okay, so $157.30. That's how we're ending week 4 of August, and that's how we're starting week 5 of August. I think I'll write it up here. Okay, and now just to total up all of the food expenses. How much did we spend on food in the last week between the joint and the operating account? $256.23 for food. Where should I write that? I'm going to write that in my recap. Thank you, baby. So for food, we spent $256.23. Now I will add up the same for gas. I don't think it was that difficult in the 2nd week or the 4th week. Let me see. We had gas here for $30 and a penny. And I think that's it. And I don't normally use this account to buy gas. Not anymore anyway. So $30 and a penny for gas in the past week. And then for household, let's see what we spent. I don't think I did a whole lot, but I want to highlight now that I'm finished. We have $12.99. Oops. If I could do it straight. $12.99 plus $12.88. I've been buying pull-ups. I need to buy it in bulk now because we've gone too often in a short period of time. This $13.99 is pending, but we're going to add it. $13.99. And then we're going to highlight it, even though it's pending right now. Okay, so that's 3. And then we had a household expense from here at Target. Oh, this was household. I counted that towards... Oh, this is not household, girl. Never mind. I was supposed to count that towards food. That's not household. I didn't mess up. So $7.38 also. So that's it. $47.24 for household expenses. Trying to figure out what realistically we should be budgeting in this season. I mean, it's summer, so it's a little different, and we're trying to stock up ahead of back to school time, so we're not having to, like, when the first week of school happens, at least the first full week, there's a lot of transitions, and I don't want to be back and forth to the grocery store. That's why I've been trying to stock up early in August. And so I don't know if this is like, should we be budgeting $250 in the next month? I don't know. But when I go through my receipts, I think that's going to really clarify everything for me and help me and my husband know if we should be increasing our food budget, if we should be increasing our household budget. I do believe we'll have to increase our gas budget, at least for the next few weeks. In total, for food, gas, and household, we spent $333. Should we be budgeting $340 a week for these items? I don't know. I don't know yet. Maybe so. Let's do a projection anyway. I'm not going to increase anything right now. I'm just going to do our standard budget. We'll see what happens when the end of the week comes and how things are going. The top priority is John 15:3. Jesus said, "Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken to you." To just save and pay bills, be a good steward. This is probably going to be more of a bare bones kind of budget for us because we're still just going to plan with $1,200. 2 things that I know need to come out: the car loan for $120 and the bus violation for $50, because we are behind on that, so we'll have to still continue giving to this to pay it off in the month of September. That's fine. We're last week of August, y'all. Whoo, back to school soon. Okay, so for giving, we're just going to do 10% of $1,200, and the plan would be $120. Investing, nothing, but I'm still going to write my Fidelity and Robinhood. Again, we never know what could happen if we could add something to it. Even if it's $5, y'all, I would be glad to put something towards it. We are supposed to be contributing to the Save 900 challenge, and we want to contribute to our emergency fund. We'll see what happens there. We're not going to plan for anything right now. Cash expenses is going to be $5 Monday, $20, and our household binder for laundry, basically. That's the only envelope we're putting money in, and that's $50. The boys need haircuts, but I'm going to put that down here. I'm going to put it down here because I don't know exactly how much the extra money that we made last week is going to come in this week. Plus, we have KDP coming in for me, and I don't know if I'm going to get that Amazon affiliate income. I don't know if I made enough to get paid out, so we don't know exactly how much that will be, but I'm going to write those expenses in here. So we'll need 2 haircuts, basically, for my 6- and 7-year-old. The mortgage is supposed to get $500, the mortgage account. $500. The bills account should get $180. The school bus violation, I did add that in. For food, gas, what do I need for household? I need Ziploc bags and Lysol wipes. Mommy. Yeah, baby. I think I can put $140 for food. And let's see where we are before I move on, because I didn't do the pre-plan and I'm changing some things like right now with you guys. So let's add up what we've allocated so far. See how much we have to work with. Ooh, not much. $40. Okay. So we'll give $20 to gas and $20 to household. We're half full right now in the gas tank, so $20 should be fine. And we'll see. So this is $120. This bucket here, bills and expenses, I'm going to add that up. $120 plus $50 plus $500 plus $180 plus $140 plus $40. That's $1,030. $1,030 for my bills and variable expenses. Nothing for purpose funds. I'm still going to add in annual bills though. I leave space for things that could happen. I think other people do that too. I've seen other budgeters in this space do that, where you might not have a budget for a certain line item, but you write it in anyway, because you don't even know. By the end of the week, something could happen. All right, so $10.30 for bills and variable expenses, $50 for cash, nothing for savings right now, and $120 for giving. So that's our $1,200 zero-based budget. Boom. We did it. Two other things I have to think about this week are gift cards I need to buy for my oldest son so he can buy back to school clothes. I want to see if I can do that by Tuesday or Wednesday, because I know there is some side hustle income coming in. I just don't know exactly how much it's going to be yet, which is why I didn't plan for it. I'm just doing our bare bones $1,200 budget, right, based on the monthly budget. But when that money comes in, the extra money does come in, we're going to need to stretch that between haircuts for the two youngest boys, fall jacket and pants for the baby girl, and gift cards for back to school shopping for my oldest son. We will work it out. The Lord will work it out, and we'll see what happens at the end of the week. But that's our budget. I'm trying to cash out on Ibotta. I think I have like $4 or $5 more so I can cash out, and I'll use that money also to go towards paying next month's cell phone bill, because I want to get further ahead of these bills before we get into September. And that's pretty much it, y'all. Metro PCS is paid in full. We paid $66.93 from the budget because I had gift cards to pay for that earlier. It's not our lowest bill, but it's the easiest bill to pay with gift cards, so I did that. All right, we have Geico now is saying that they want a payment on the 28th, which is like, why are you wanting a second payment already? Getting ready to transition from this apartment to a new apartment, so we need that extra money, so we might have to just pay it piece by piece. I know that's not the best way to do things. I want to pay it in full, but right now this is where we are realistically, and so we have to face where our money is right now. And even though it might be difficult and challenging, it doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. We just have to stay on top of it. Make sure we're paying what we can. I did make another payment to National Grid, and that was $56. Make sure I check all the boxes, you guys. So if you're still here, thank you. Please leave me some hearts. Leave me a fun emoji in the comments. And thank you so much for being here. I consider you guys my friends, and make sure that you check out the membership, Moms Who Grind. We're going to be getting started hot and heavy September 1st. So I hope that you consider joining, and let's, get a little deeper, come a little closer, and hopefully make some connections that will help us on our journeys towards financial freedom and building wealth and just being better managers of money all around. So thank you so much for being here. This is how I'm minding my money, ladies. I hope you're minding yours, managing it well, and living your lives abundantly, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye for now.